Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name is Ahmad Fikri and today I will present a fascinating journal article for our class Cross-Cultural Understanding course. The study is titled Providing Evidence for a Well-Worn Stereotype. Italians and Swedes do gesture differently by Maria Graziano and Marianne Gilbert, published in 2024. So let's start with the background. We know that gesture accompanies speech in almost all cultures. However, there is a famous stereotype in our society. We often see Italians as high gesture speakers. They can talk without their hands. On the other hand, Northern Europeans, like Swedes, are seen as more reserved. But is this just a myth? Previous study gave mixed results, so this study aims to test if these two groups truly gesture differently under the same condition. And the next purpose of study, the purpose of this study is threefold. First, the research wants to see if Italians actually gesture more frequently than Swedes. Second, they look at the function of the gesture. Are they referential, meaning they describe object or action, or are they pragmatic, meaning they highlight the structure of the story? And finally, they examine if these gestures reflect different rhetorical styles in storytelling. And next, method. Moving on to the method, the research recruited 24 participants, 12 native Italians and 12 native Swedes. The procedure was simple but effective. The participant watched a short pink cartoon and then retold the story to a friend. And the researchers then carefully analyzed the speech, the frequency of gesture, and their specific functions. And the main finding is now let's look at the main finding. The results are very interesting. First, regarding frequency, it's true. Italians gesture significantly more than Swedish. Second, regarding gesture type, Italians use more pragmatic gestures, focusing on the presentation of information. In contrast, Swedes use more referential gesture. Lastly, in terms of narrative style, Swedes focus on more action and events, while Italians focus on both the events and how they presented that information to the listener. And for the discussion, we can conclude that gesture differences are not only about quantity or how much you move your hands, it's also about communication style. Gesture help reveal how a culture organizes its narrative and thoughts. This shows that speech and gesture work together as bimodal system to express meaning in different cultural ways. Uh, and conclusion and closing, to conclude, this study confirms that Italians do gesture more than Swedes. Italians prefer pragmatic gesture to manage the conversation, while Swedes prefer referential gestures to describe events. Ultimately, this pattern reflects different way of conceptualizing narratives across cultures. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention.